Racing is far, far bigger than just the event.
This is 156 turns.
It's just got a mystique to it. I mean, you got to respect the mountain.
And that's what we always say. You take what the mountain will give you.
So, I mean, I would equate it to, I don't know, war or something.
It all comes down to a single run, and you just hope to make it to the top.
You get one run, right? You gotta wait 365 days to do it again.
Exactly, so you wanna do the best out of it, but if you go a little too much, then you might gonna die, so. The biggest challenge of Pikes Peak is you only have one chance in 1 year. They only let you drive sections in the practice. And of course, it's really hard for me too. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's super easy and natural for me, you know?
Well, you do have testing, but it is very true that you're never allowed to run the whole track at once. And it takes like one bolt falling out and you're screwed. Or, oh, I blew a fuse. Well, screw you, see you next year.
Yeah, I mean, Pikes Peak is such a unique event. I mean, the Hell Week leading up to it, we're awake at 2 a.m. every single day to be on the mountain at 4, and then you're off the mountain by 9 a.m. and everybody else is just waking up and we're all dead tired. And by the time race day rolls around, it's a big sigh of relief in a way, but in the exact opposite end of the spectrum, you know that you gotta put everything you've been working on for not only the whole week, but really the whole year leading up to this point, put it together for one perfect run.
It's all the same, it's you against the mountain. You never know what's gonna happen on Sunday weather-wise. Something right now could literally roll over this. I mean, we're basically in the jet stream at this point. It all comes down to a single run, and you just hope to make it to the top.
It's a huge challenge, and I think a lot of people like watching it just because there is so much creativity involved in it. There's so many unique builds and people doing things so outside of the box that it becomes this super unique thing.
The other driver is really pressure sometimes. So that's another thing. It's kind of hard to control to not f up. Sorry, I couldn't pick the word.
This is 156 turns. It goes to 14,115 feet. It's just way too much to take in a first year, but if you can break it down in the sections, talk about the nuances, it will build with you mentally so that at the race is the first day you've truly put it together.
As a driver, it's very, very difficult to memorize all the turns. They all look the same. So you need to literally know every single turn like the back of your hand, or you cannot drive up it safely.
You think you know what to expect the first time that you go across that timing loop, but it's just a whirlwind, man. I mean, it's such a crazy road and it's such a high level of focus that's demanded by it.
yes, there's competition, and yes, you like to win and do better than other people, but you first really have to conquer it personally.
A lot of veterans will say it's really up to the mountain. You can prepare all you want, but the mountain in the end decides.
It is an absolute monster from the time you take off to the time you finish. I'd say my favorite segment of the road is definitely the bottom section, the one that we qualify on, just because you're still in tree line, so the views are just really crazy and cool, and you just got trees whizzing by you and guardrails, and it's super, super fast. I mean, our average speed's got to be close to 100 miles an hour through that section.
The weather is, it could be sunny 1 second and next minute it could be rainy. So we don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, it must be really hard for you guys because you have to wake up at the same brutal hours that we have to do, but you guys are humping all this gear through the booties, and it must be way worse.
I never thought I could make a living in the automotive industry. I was always the annoying kid that pointed out every car by its headlights and drove my family crazy. And it wasn't until probably after high school, in college, and realized that there was this whole culture out there. I didn't have racing in my family at all. You know, Pikes Peak was always in view, and then this is one of the first races I ever did. It was in 2002. Yeah, this was really the first kind of race that I ever did where there were also professionals on the same track. So a lot of history for me here, but yeah, I had no idea in college that I'd get the opportunity to race so much.
The race was good. Unfortunately, didn't get to go to the top to try for the record. It was super cold. You didn't know if it's going to be snowy, rainy, whatever. It was actually just cold and a little bit dirty, so pretty quick. It's always exciting to get to the top of Pikes Peak, or at least 3/4 of the way to the top. There's, you know, so many moments along the way where it's super easy to crash, so it's nice to get to the top.
I'm Tommy Boileau.
I'm Mike Dusold.
I'm Mike Kojima.
I'm Jeff Zwart.
I'm Mike Chang.
I'm Dai, and I am PRI.
And I am PRI.
And I'm PRI.
And I am PRI.
And I am PRI.
And I am PRI.